Seiko has always been one of my favorite watch brands, and for years the Marinemaster 300 has been one of my favorite Seiko watches. And this one, the limited edition SLA053, this gives me feelings. This watch is on loan from Topper Jewelers, a store that's as full of good watches as it is good people. Thanks, Topper. This SLA053 Marinemaster is also known as the Seigaiha. That's the Japanese word for "your accent is embarrassing." I kid. It's the Japanese word for a common wave pattern that's found in Japanese art and now on this Marinemaster dial. This is actually not the first time this pattern has been used on a Marinemaster dial. In fact, I did a video about the 2016 SBEX005, which featured the Seigaiha. A beautiful watch, no doubt, but at 20mm thick, it made even Mount Fuji feel a little bit inadequate. Which is not to say that the standard Marinemaster size is dainty. This SLA053, like most current Marinemasters, is 44.3mm across, 15.4mm thick, and 50mm long. It has a water resistance of 300 meters. And because of its monoblock case construction, it's considered suitable for saturation diving, so dust off your diving bells, party people. The lug spacing is 20mm with drilled lugs. This reference comes on a rubber strap with a black buckle and black keeper. The watch weighs 151 grams on the rubber strap. Unlike previous generations of Marinemasters, this generation has a sapphire crystal and a ceramic bezel insert. The MM300 uses Lumibrite on the dial and the bezel up to the 20-minute marker. It's powerful stuff. The case is steel and Seiko simply refers to it as having black hard coating. Whether it's PVD or DLC, I haven't been able to figure out. Seiko often has proprietary technologies for case treatments. How much more black could it be? The answer is none. None more black. The SLA053 Seigaiha is a US-only release and is limited to 500 pieces. It has a price of $3,200 and it comes with matching cufflinks. I don't really know what to make of the cufflinks. They're super cool. I do think this watch and the cufflinks would look great with a tuxedo if you can fit the watch under your cuff. But I haven't worn a tux in, well, never. I've never worn a tuxedo or cuffs that necessitate linking. This Seigaiha dial is gorgeous. This indigo color alone would be great with a black watch, but with this pattern it's elevated to a higher level. You can see why Seiko and Grand Seiko are known for having some of the most interesting dials available in their price range. And I have a watch crush on many of the limited edition Marinemaster dials that we've seen over the years. Inside the watch is the 8L35 movement. It beats 8 times per second and has a 50-hour power reserve. The balance spring is made of Seiko's proprietary Spron alloy, which is designed to be resistant to impact and magnetism. Like many, maybe all, Seiko movements, the 8L35 is fully in-house, but when your metaphorical house is as big as Seiko, that's to be expected. A paper scroll that comes with the watch says that the 8L35 movement was hand-assembled at the Shizuku Ishii Watch Studio in Japan. This studio is used for the assembly of exclusively high-end movements for Seiko, Grand Seiko, and Crador, which makes sense. The 8L35 is the base movement for the more refined Grand Seiko 9S55 movement. Looking at the Marinemaster on my 7-inch wrist, you might not think that this is a 44.3mm watch. I think that's one of the reasons the MM300 has such a following. The watch seems to defy physics and play by its own rules. I think there are 3 things that make this watch look smaller than it actually is. 1, the 20mm lugs, 2, the relatively small dial, and 3, the design of the case sides. I love this design. Huge angled polished surfaces on the top and bottom, brushed right across the center. There's an elegance here that is surprising for a saturation diver. Now, I'm not saying that this watch wears small, it doesn't. It's thick, it's heavy, but it looks more like a 42mm watch. And in this black metal, maybe even smaller than the regular steel versions. The vented diver strap this comes on is very comfortable, but for me it adds too much visual bulk. For rubber, I've been enjoying the MM300 on this Barton Band's Elite silicone strap. I also think it looks great on a few others too. I could run through some competition for the Marinemaster 300, but I don't think that's how this specific market works. My experience is that people interested in an MM300 is that they know what they want, and it's just a matter of finding the money and the right reference. Seiko fans are a special kind of animal. My kind of animal, to be clear. Because whether you like it or not, the Marinemaster 300 sits apart from a lot of other dive watches in this price range. And this limited edition Seigaiha with the blue wave pattern and the black metal separates itself even further from the plethora of traditional steel European divers. And that's even before Seiko threw in these Grail-level cufflinks.